What's up, everybody? Eibach hitting you with another video. Today I don't really have anything going on, so I felt like now would be the time to go ahead and complete my intercooler piping setup. I've already had a custom hot side pipe put on. I got the HPS cold side upper piping, and now I got the lower extension that I'm gonna go ahead and put on. And, you know, this has been done over and over again. Nothing too big about it. I'm going to go ahead and take off the bumper. You got to take out some screws and clips from inside the wheel well. It shouldn't take me too long.
Cap.
Usually I'd take my car and let somebody else do it because I just don't have the time. But I got time today, cuz.
Yeah, I got time, cuz.
What I did already was take out all the upper clips. I'm gonna go ahead and go behind the wheel well. I already got my tire turned for the driver's side. And of course I'll come around on the passenger side and do the same thing. I really don't believe it's gonna make a big difference. You know, truthfully, I proved a lot of things don't make a difference. You know, you don't need a bigger throttle body. Throttle body is good for up to 600 horsepower. You don't need an open element air filter. You really don't need custom intercooler piping at all because I broke into well, let me take that back. I had the OEM cold side lower extension with the Turbo Smart resonator delete on it and ran 11s. So you really don't need intercooler piping. I mean, I'm not trying to, you know, if that's something that you want to do, go ahead and do it. You know, if it makes you feel good to just buy every bolt-on that's out there. But I'm one of those individuals, I don't believe in just wasting money on stuff that's not necessary. The biggest thing that made a difference in my car, and this is straight up, is for one, getting a big turbo upgrade. Two, getting flex fuel, because that changes the whole dynamic of the car. Doing the fuel pipe mod, which you can't see because it's inside of the manifold. What else? I can't even say the non-catted down pipe because it's been proven you don't need it to make high amounts of horsepower. So in reality, the flex fuel, when I had methanol, that was good. I took that crap out. I'm just going to run 100 octane. The one thing that it surprised me is these MSD coils. You know, I got a lot of hate for putting them in. People said they sucked, they weren't any good, and I haven't had any issues with them. And I don't know if this is the case, but both of my best runs have been with those coil packs on. So who knows? And this is probably going to be the last thing I do for a long time. D-Rob was saying he didn't trust the transmission beyond about 435 wheel torque. So even if we got a fuel system, even if we, you know, did have a standalone ECU with this car, if you're running a 10-speed automatic, what good is all that going to do is if you can't put the power there? For people with the 6-speed manual, the sky is the limit, man. You got the Type R LSD. If you do get the full new fuel system, it will open up a lot more power for you. But realistically, I think we're at the end of the rope for doing anything significant power-wise to this car. I'm going to keep playing the game with hopes that something new will come out, but there's nothing else that I need to do to prove to anybody else but myself of what I'm capable of or what my car is capable of. So up until this point, I have all the clips out in the front. There's one here, one here, and one here. And there's actually 3 of these push pins, but I had already taken out one of them because it's so far in the back. I just didn't like having to deal with that one. That's the driver's side. On the passenger side, done the same. I do recommend, if you don't have one of these push pin pullers, to get one. It's very beneficial. And all you need in addition to that is a Phillips head screwdriver. I got a visual of what's going on over here. I got the air box out. If you've been following me for a while, you know I've already had the HPS upper intercooler piping. I used to have the methanol injection going in right here. I didn't have a good experience, so I capped it off, and I'm just gonna run E30 and my 100 octane tune from here on out. But my goal was just to match this piping and see if it makes a difference. I mean, the stock intercooler piping is 1.5 inches. The HPS piping is 2.5. So maybe, you know, by helping this flow, straightening out this flow a little bit because it's mandrel bent piping, it might make a difference. I don't know. We'll see. I also just recently went from the Skunk 2 4-bar map sensors to the 27 wand. I just want to put a disclaimer out there to everybody who's thinking about getting these. If you're not running 28 plus PSI, you don't need them. And depending on how I go with my 100 octane tune, I'm going to do a run. I'm going to see if I'm hitting 28, 29 pounds of boost. If I'm not hitting that, I'm putting my stock ones back on because, you know, I ran a 1204 with stock map sensors, stock intercooler piping. A lot of this stuff, man, through my testing, I'm just finding out is unnecessary. And, you know, I don't care if people get mad at me. Who cares? You know, I hate to see people waste their money on stuff that's just not really needed. I mean, D-Rob has been telling me from the jump to just not put stuff in your car just because you see everybody else getting it. A lot of these things you don't need, and I'm here to help you out, you know, just give you my honest perspective because I don't have anything to gain. I don't have a sponsor. I don't care for a sponsor. I don't need a sponsor. Yeah, I like discounts, so if you want to give me a discount, I'll take that. But as far as sponsorship, I could really care less, man. But for those of you who are crunching dollars to get these parts, please be aware that you don't need things just because they're new on the market. And I'm a firm believer in that, and I'll continue to help people out in that manner. These are the parts that I use, the tools that I've used so far. The puller, Phillips head screwdriver, flathead screwdriver, and what is this? This is a 10 millimeter socket that I've been using. What I will tell you is don't be lazy like me. Take the whole damn bumper off. Because if I would have had it completely off, it would have made it a lot easier. It's very straightforward, but you just got to have a lot of clearance and a lot of free room to move your arms and stuff like that. One thing I did notice taking this stuff off is that the lower part of the intercooler piping seems to be the same as HPS. It's just up top is where you get that bottleneck. And you can see how it gets a lot skinnier on the OEM style intercooler piping. We're getting closer. Once I get the new pipe in, I'll go ahead and give y'all an update. One thing I did want to bring up is I had some oil. I'm not sure if this is just blow by. It could have been from the methanol injection. I don't know. But this was at the lower part of the intercooler piping and in my hose. Also, when I tried to take this hose off the intercooler itself, it was like it was fused on there, which is a good thing because that's probably why I had no issues with the piping the hose blowing off under boost, but it was definitely fused to the intercooler. Found that to be pretty something pretty strange. So far, easy. I think a novice could be able to do this. It just takes a little bit of patience. And definitely, you're going to have to take the entire bumper off. Before you put the new lower intercooler piping in, you have to put in that vibration mount. Then you have to put the supplied L bracket onto the extension pipe itself. So I finally got everything installed. Took way longer than I thought it was going to. I had some issues lining up the extension pipe. It seemed like the coupler wasn't going to fit correctly. But, you know, I got it in there. One of the key things that makes it fit good is this L bracket that you have to put on there that I spoke about earlier. It kind of lines the pipe up and keeps it from touching the frame of the car. So, you know, you don't rub through that aluminum like if you didn't have it there. Other than that, it's a good fit. I have not started it up yet, but I'm pretty sure it'll be all right. When I started, it was daytime. You see, it's nighttime now. Way too long. And it just reminded me of why I like letting people install my parts instead of me. F Brock 1, y'all. I'm out.